Sajanan Swami Maharaj ni Jai, Akshar Purushottam Maharaj ni Jai, and Dinkar Uncle Maharaj ni Jai, Jai, Jai. So Jai Swami Narayan to everyone. Thank you all for coming in this weather and the rain and from all distances. And of course, happy birthday to Dinkar Uncle. Happy birthday also to Nikubai and Punamanti on this day. And over the last week, the last few sabas, many of us have spoken from the heart and given a lot of different qualities about Dinkar Uncle, very heartfelt talks. We all seem to agree that no matter how much we say, it could never be enough. We could never give enough thanks. We could never talk about Dinkar Uncle's qualities enough. So I completely agree, but I thought, let me try today. So in honor of his 72nd birthday, I have written a list of 72 things that, or qualities of his, or ways that I would like to thank him and ways that Dinkar Uncle has enriched my life. So we'll just kick it off. First of all, as Nita Ben Soni had said last week in Sabha, that thank you for accepting me into this satsang without any qualifications. I know it's not possible to earn this privilege, so it had to be through all of your own grace. Thank you for allowing me to continue in this satsang, even though I have not yet learned Gujarati to the extent that I should have. Thank you for allowing me to live in Waukegan. And never once have you or Kusumba said to me that these are the rules to live in Waukegan. This is what you have to do to stay here. You either do this or, these are the rules of the house. You do this, you can't stay. You've never given me any such limitations, any such rules, no expectations. You've clearly never even asked me to clean my room. So it's just an amazing quality. And sorry, I also want to say happy birthday to Sahaj Bhai. You are ever patient, because even though you're the guest of honor, you've never once said, hurry up, we're running late, we've got to leave. Not once. We've always kind of been the ones to holding Dinkar Uncle back. I have to say thank you for always including me as a member of your own family. I've never felt that I shouldn't belong in a certain situation at any time. I've never felt that I wasn't welcome. I also want to say thank you for Amy Ben, because she lived with you for 20-something years, and she's picked up a lot of your qualities and your principles, and I've learned that from her. Thank you, because no matter how poorly I have acted, you have always just looked me in the eye, smiled, and called me Beta. And if we look in the past, Krishna Bhagwan, he was very generous to give Shishmula 100 chances, but you have never even stopped at that. You constantly give chance after chance after chance. You've never stopped giving me chances. I also want to say that even on my own birthday, thank you for always celebrating my qualities, although they're all due to you. Anyone that knew me before satsang can attest to that. Thank you for always being the one that gives, and forgives. You've showed me how to be the humblest of the humble in each and every situation, and I pray that I can learn that from you. It is difficult for me to understand how being the humblest of the humble can always be the winning philosophy of life, but again, you have showed that it works in every situation. You've always kept your sadhuta to Kakaji as your first priority. You teach me to bow down to each and every saint. And you're so humble that even though you do not desire or require any seva, You accept all of it, and you are pleased by all of it, no matter how it's been executed. So thank you for understanding and accepting even my smallest bhavna, no matter how it's come out. Today, you spent most of the day calling everyone back and returning text messages and emails to say thank you, though it's your birthday. You've also given up the comforts of eating, sleeping, and luxury for the sake of your own bhakta. You eat once a day, if even. You sleep in that house, in the Waukegan Mandir, that if it's the layout of a regular house, that would be the dining room area. And that's where Dinkar uncle has his bed. And you live a very simple life. And I'm lucky that I can live like a princess upstairs. In the 10 years I've been there, I've never seen you spend a single penny for anything other than gas or arti money. And you are extremely cost conscious. And I know that it is because, you view that as your income has always been by Kakaji's blessing. And that is, YDS's money that you are very careful with. That's another quality I still have to learn. So thank you for not preaching, but for being a living example. You have never made an exception to God's principles, not even once. And it's not easy, but you make it seem that way. So thank you for showing us also how to be gunatit in each ashram and role of life, whether it is a family member, an employee, a manager, a devotee, or a disciple. You have always taught me that if I keep God as the first priority, I will never fail in any aspect. It is also easy to believe that because I am Brahmrup by association, I would be above certain things, and that would make it okay for me to indulge. But truthfully, you have taught that being Brahmrup by action means you never indulge, you never make that exception, and you're always consistent. You are the living example that in this day and age, it is indeed possible to live a life with no mistakes. Thank you for giving us the master key of Dun before every action. It's interesting, while we were collecting all of these thoughts from everyone, these one sentence principles, that's a majority of them were that you have taught us to live by the master technique of Dun. So thank you for doing Dun with me. When I failed to do it on my own, thank you for doing Dun with me after something if I forgot to do Dun before. So thank you also for when I do not follow your guidance and I fail miserably, you pick up the pieces and correct it so that I don't have to face my own consequences. I've also seen you continue to do Dun if my energy runs out or my attention has wandered. I know that you've taken the blame for my own mistakes, and when that's happened, you've never given any indication or inclination that my mistakes reflect on you as my guru. Thank you for giving my own sadhana more priority than I do myself. My spiritual elevation is always your foremost concern, and all of us, I'm just presenting this as for me, but spiritual elevation is always your foremost concern, though it is not always mine. You always elevate the soul no matter what the situation, based on our readiness and willingness. Thank you for always guiding me with my best interest at heart, though I have not always understood that. And you give the best of all worlds without our asking or even our knowing that that's what we're receiving. You always answer my call no matter what you're doing. You reply to every email and every text. In reality, my problems are self-defined, but you give that importance too. It may be a very small thing in the realm of the world and all the different Brahmans, but If it's important to me, you've always acted like it's important to you too. You help me with my problems as if they are your own. You think of solutions more thoroughly when I do. When my car was stolen, you did more doom than I did. And you drove around looking for it, while I was daydreaming of, what's my new car gonna be like? And when I bought the replacement car, which I can openly say was not really my dream car, you had me talk to Tushar uncle, who explained to me how to appreciate the real value of the car, because that's the car that came with the blessings. Thank you for joining and indulging in our pleasures, like the Europe tour. You go to movies with us. You've taken trips like Michigan and Smoky Mountain, although the truth is that you are really the only thing worth seeing and spending time with. Thank you for being an expert surgeon, so that I feel no pain as you remove my crude nature. Thank you for showing emotions to make me progress, even though you really have no swabavs. Thank you for driving 200 miles each week, so it is more convenient to do Sabah in Des Plaines. You show enthusiasm in every single Sabah, morning and evening, and it's our liberation that depends on it. Thank you for adhering to the time schedules of Sabahs, so that we have more time to engage in worldly activities. You attend Sabah regardless of your own health. And thank you for giving such intricate detail of Vachnamrits and Swamini Vato that I can understand the context and essence as if you were there. I've also noticed that you have all the scriptures at your fingertips, something that was one of the things that made me realize I've never seen that in anyone else before. Thank you for showing us, like Bhagaji Maharaj did, that one does not need to wear orange or be Brahmin to be a Gunatit Bhavnawalu Sadhu. Thank you for showing us, like Shastriji Maharaj did, that armed with only faith, we can build Akshardham on earth. Thank you for embodying every principle in Bapa's Sundrut. You teach us to see divinity in all, to never see negative, to have patience and tolerance. And thank you for living, as Kakaji said, to see God in all in God, and all as God. As Papaji stated, let your actions speak for themselves. You've never asked us to live by any of those ways, but you embody every style of our Gunatit lineage, and you have never given anyone an opportunity to find fault in your actions. You are the one and only, yet you appear to be so common. Thank you for keeping this as a small group so that we can know and recognize the divinity of one another as chosen by you. Because we're smaller, we have the opportunity to sit closely with you in Sabas 4 to 5 times a week. Thank you for keeping it an open group in which we can invite anyone whom we please. And I'm fortunate to have the strong network and support of all these ladies here who support my sadhana and are my inspiration. Thank you for giving us devotees like our seniors and Kusumba to do seva, and as a way to do seva and a means to please you. And though it is common for a group to have a distinguishing factor that makes them stand out and identifies them, yours is your humility, which is something that would make us blend in even more. So thank you for ensuring also that in order to stay close to you, I can keep nothing but God in my heart. Thank you for showing that mere fulfilling of wishes does not make a true Gunatit saint. You taught me that the true Gunatit Bhav means to include one person is never enough. You have to include everyone. On the same token, I have seen you completely change about for just one person, for one devotee. Thank you for keeping unity and togetherness as the main focus of our Gunatit Samaj. We know and understand a lot about all of our Samaj people, thanks to your always talking about them. Thank you for showing us what it means to work tirelessly for our guru, for always talking about Kakaji, so much that I feel that I too have met him and understand his principles. And you've never made a single situation about you or yourself, but always about Guru and Bhakto. Thank you for always keeping me in your prayers. I know I would not be here if you did not. Thank you for showing me that even the smallest seva for a devotee has such a high value that it is not an opportunity to be missed. Thank you for retiring, because as much as your time away is hard to get used to, it is a chance to see you in a different light with others. Thank you for having such a discipline and maintaining your health so that we can spend more time with you. And as number 72, thank you for giving us the samayo as the occasion of a lifetime. More than that, thank you for identifying it as the opportunity to become Brahmrup. You even gave us the guarantee that the samayo would be a success. And we just had to decide if we wanted to participate or not. That is truly an unfathomable boon. And I pray that we truly take advantage of the next 2 years so that we can realize that and we can please you, as this opportunity will not come again. Thank you, Dinkar uncle. Happy birthday, Sajan and Swami Maharaj.